when is enough actually too much? And I think we're at that point right now. We just haven't, recognized like just what are the real consequences, to our behavior right now. And that what impacts us is going to impact everyone else sooner rather than later. Yeah. And I give this awful example, but when people flush their toilets, they don't really think about what happens.
Wait, what does happen when we flush our toilets?
Depending on what part of the region you're in, much of it actually comes to my community.
How does it get there? Wait.
Through the sewage treatment system, unfortunately. And then it's trucked, like in the case of my neighborhood, then it's trucked about a quarter of a mile over to a sewage sludge pelletizing plant where it's cooked and with a lot of chemicals and turned into a cake, turned into and then these little pellets that stink up the neighborhood with dioxins and all sorts of really toxic things. And if we really understood that, that, and actually much of that actually goes to citrus growers in Florida. We're really connected, guys. That's why I don't drink orange juice at all. Okay. Highly advise you don't either, but that's another story.
What should happen when we flush our toilets?
Well, a couple things actually. This is like a nice instructive kind of moment. Well, first of all, flushing anything down your toilet, your sink, or whatever that shouldn't, poo's fine. But it's all the other stuff that goes down your toilet. Everything from toxic chemicals, which are often just regular household chemicals. The stuff that whether it's antifreeze and all sorts of stuff that goes into drain systems. They all end up in sewage. And again, if it was just poo, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's all of the other kind of things that we purchase and then dump down our sewage treatment, our toilets, that kind of make life a little difficult, for places like mine. Just that recognition that all of our actions can have either positive or negative ones against someone else, that in and of itself is an enormous thing. And I know it's a hard thing for a lot of folks to take in. But we've got to start thinking that way. You need to recognize that the pollution-based economy isn't going to, it's going to have to change, period. And that we need to figure out ways, and I think we should do it now willingly, before it gets to the point where everybody's got it and it's going to be even a more evil consequence back then.
Yeah.